You weren't taught how money works. You were taught how to obey it. You were trained to see wealth as something distant, something earned through struggle, sacrifice, and permission. But here's the truth. Money is a belief system. And the people who rule it, they don't hustle. They perform ritual. Part 1. The Forbidden System. This isn't about luck, it's about control. Money isn't just paper, or digital numbers, or hours traded for labor. It's a symbol, and symbols have power. That's why the most powerful families, corporations, and institutions wrap themselves in ritual. Logos, seals, incantations, architectures of belief. The dollar is a sigil. The stock market is a temple. Your labor, a sacrifice. This is not metaphor. It's magic. In plain sight. And they don't want you to see it. Because once you do, you can start casting spells of your own. Part 2. Spell 1. The symbolic root of money. Money is not real in the way we think it is. It's not gold, or hours, or labor. It's belief. A $100 bill is just a piece of paper, until we all agree it holds value. That's collective magic. Shared hallucination. Symbolic power. And here's the twist. Money isn't just a symbol. It's a sigil. In chaos magic, a sigil is a compressed glyph of intention. A symbol made from a phrase like, I attract sovereign wealth. Letters are removed, shapes combined. A new symbol is born. Then it's charged, through focus, emotion, and ritual, until it bypasses the rational mind and implants itself deep in the subconscious. Sound familiar? That's what the dollar sign is. What the euro, yen, and every bank seal is. Charged daily with fear, labor, desire, and above all, belief. You were born into someone else's ritual. But once you understand that money is symbolic software, you can start writing new code. Part 3. Spell 2. Reality tunnels and the wealth frequency. Robert Anton Wilson said, what the thinker thinks, the prover proves. Your mind isn't built for truth. It's built to reinforce what you already believe. This is what he called a reality tunnel. If you believe money is hard to get, your nervous system makes it true. You miss opportunities. You dismiss your ideas. You sabotage the signal of wealth before it can take root. Wilson trained himself to break these tunnels. He would tell himself, I always find money. And then look with belief. And money began appearing. Not magic, perceptual reprogramming. Dave Lee takes this further. In Money, Magic, and Mindfulness, he writes, wealth isn't something you get, it's something you channel. You don't attract wealth, you become a conduit for it. Through belief, repetition, symbolic identity. Ritual isn't decoration, it's architecture for patterned behavior. Change your symbols, you change your behavior. Change your behavior. You change what wealth feels like to your nervous system. If wealth feels alien, threatening or undeserved, it will never stay. To claim it, you must ritualize it before it arrives. Part 4. Spell 3. Scarcity is a curse you inherited. Scarcity is not just economic, it's psychological. It's installed. Every time you heard, "Money doesn't grow on trees," or "We can't afford that," you weren't being informed, you were being conditioned. Those phrases, they're not lessons, they're mantras. Repeated verbal spells that anchor fear and shame into the nervous system. A curse has 3 parts. A symbol, in this case, money. A repetition, the scarcity script. An emotional hook, guilt, fear, anxiety. It worked. That's why you hesitate when money enters the room. Why you apologize when you raise your prices. Why you flinch when you spend on yourself. Not because of logic, because of ritual trauma. So how do you break the spell? With a counter-ritual. Symbolic contradiction. Take something that represents lack, an old receipt, a rejection letter, a broken wallet, and don't let it go. That's weak. Burn it. Slash it. Mark it with a new sigil. Say aloud, "This is where the spell ends. I accept power. I invoke excess." Your subconscious doesn't respond to affirmations. It responds to pattern, symbol, and repetition. If the curse was installed through ritual, it must be broken the same way. Not with hope, with symbolic defiance. Part 5. Spell 4. Ritual as a wealth engine. Wealth is not a reward. It's a consequence of identity. And identity is shaped by ritual behavior. Psychologists call this self-signaling. Every time you act, you teach your brain what kind of person you are. When you invest, track, decline impulse. You're not just being responsible. You're writing into your subconscious, "I am someone who governs resources." This is not positive thinking. This is ritualized identity reprogramming. Structure over willpower. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your rituals. Implementation intention theory shows that when actions are paired to time, place, and trigger, they bypass motivation and become automatic patterns. This is behavioral architecture. What occultists call ritual loops. Examples? Wake. Light a candle. Review your assets. Speak your wealth phrase. Anchor it with breath. Track your progress inside a symbol. Repeat daily. You are building symbolic gravity. A pattern that bends your behavior toward power. Delay equals destiny. Delayed gratification isn't about suffering. It's about temporal self-continuity. The ability to see your future self as real. Every time you choose long-term value over short-term dopamine, you strengthen the neural link to that future identity. In Magick, we don't call that discipline. We call it invocation. Symbolic environments equals identity scaffolding. The rich surround themselves with power symbols. Not because they're superficial, because they understand symbolic entrainment. Your environment speaks to your subconscious. Mess equals chaos. A sacred object equals control. A clean financial dashboard equals dominance. Your space is your temple. Your clothes a ritual mask. Your behavior an incantation. If you want sovereignty, you must live inside its symbols. You must wear it before you earn it. Part 6. Final spell. Sigil of Sovereignty. Now let's perform your first wealth ritual. Not theoretical. Real. Step 1. Phrase. Write your identity in relation to wealth. Not a wish, a declaration. I direct value. I am the axis of exchange. Wealth obeys my structure. This is your semantic anchor. Step 2. Sigil. Remove vowels. Remove repeats. Combine the remaining shapes into a personal glyph. This activates symbolic cognition. Your brain begins encoding identity through image. Step 3. Charge it. Set the space. Light a candle. Breathe. Stare at the sigil. See yourself in full command, negotiating, building, deciding. Speak the phrase aloud. I am the vessel. Wealth flows because I give it form. At this moment, your default mode network is open. Your amygdala tags this with emotion. You are writing into your predictive model. This is identity programming. Step 4. Release. Now hide the sigil. Burn it, bury it, store it. This activates non-attached focus, essential for subconscious reinforcement. The ritual is complete, not because you believe, but because you've acted. Part 7. Closing the spell. You were never taught how money actually works. Not the numbers, the rituals. Not the budget. The belief. Not the job. The identity. Because if you knew, you wouldn't obey. You'd stop chasing scraps in someone else's system. You'd start building your own, with symbol, structure, and power. This isn't fantasy. It's how belief becomes behavior. How behavior becomes identity. How identity shapes your reality tunnel. They don't want you to know this. But now you do. Your challenge. Comment below with your wealth phrase. Not the sigil. Just the line. Your first public declaration of ritual power. Keep your symbols sharp. Keep your rituals sacred. And never forget, you are the vessel. You are the value. You are the spell. If this video shifted something in your mind, you're ready for the next level. Download my free ritual guide in the description. No catch, just pure psychological alchemy you can use tonight. If you want to go deeper, hit the initiation playlist. It's your step-by-step journey into breaking unconscious patterns and mastering your own mind. Both links are waiting below. Your transformation starts now.